You're listening to LSPN, the authority on sports-related podcasts.
The Calallen Wildcats weekly press conference is brought to you by the Calallen Touchdown Booster Club. The Touchdown Booster Club exists to support and promote the Calallen High School football program by uniting students, parents, coaches, and the community.
The Calallen Football Show is sponsored by Rat Hole Drilling for all your rat hole, mouse hole, and cellar construction needs. ratholedrilling.com. Also by Nolan's Restaurant. Nolan's Restaurant has been a Corpus Christi tradition. Whether you're craving choice steaks, Gulf Coast seafood, real pit barbecue, or their famous original poor boy sandwich, Nolan's delivers high-quality, scratch-made favorites that feel like home. Come taste generations of flavor at Nolan's. We also want to thank Meijer for their support. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Charlie Reeve. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I am doing wonderful. It's that time of year where we're about to begin district play. That's a big deal. Before that, though, let's talk about Fenton, because Fenton is one heck of a team. But this was a game right up until the fourth quarter. Tell me the flow of that game.
It was. And you know, hats off to Coach Troutman. I think they did a really good job. I think they've got a really good team. You know, it was kind of a crazy game. You know, I think we talked last week. We've had some guys out with some injuries, and you know, I think we started the game with 4 starters that were already out. We finished the game with 12, and so it was. I don't know if I've ever been a part of a game like that, but I will say this, and like you said, I mean, our kids battled. It was, you know, we got it to the fourth quarter and had a chance to go down and tie the game. But our kids, I mean, we had guys that were playing positions they hadn't played before. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we had a lot of guys that stepped up that really hadn't played a whole lot before, and they just found a way to, you know, to keep us in the game. And like I said, I mean, we get to the fourth quarter and we got a chance to go down and tie the game. And so, extremely proud of our kids, obviously for disappointing the loss you know, but really proud of the way our kids continue to battle. And, with as much adversity that, you know, that we had, our kids just continue to battle and find a way to, you know, keep us in the game. And so, you know, extremely proud of them for that.
Excellent. And let's talk about that, the health of the kids, because that seems to be playing a big factor right now.
Sure. And, you know, I mean, we're not, you know, the injury bug is not exclusive to us. I mean, I think everybody, you know, at some point, you know, faces that. And that's why you build depth and you know, but yeah, I mean, we've got some guys that are, you know, that are banged up right now. But, you know, to me, you know, you talked about at the beginning of the show about, you know, being a new season and starting district. And so, you know, to me right now, I think it's, you know, starting district, everybody's 0-0 and it's start of the new year. And when you got some guys that go down, you know, give some other guys some opportunities to step up. And so, you know, that's kind of our mentality right now. It's a new season and you know, I think competition's good. And I think, you know, with some of these injuries that we have, you know, you've got some guys that are stepping up and competing for those spots. So yeah, I mean, we've, you know, we're a little banged up right now, but, you know, it's next man up mentality.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about next game up. We've already alluded to the fact that it's district play. Y'all are in a unique situation in your district because you've only got 4 district games. So each one becomes super important. And even though Valley View on paper, they're 1-5 right now. Yeah, it's 1/4 of your district play. So talk about Valley View.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, there is no room for error. And, our goal is, number one, to win the district championship. And to do that, you got to win them all. And I think the first one's always the hardest one, in the sense that everybody's undefeated, 0-0, and it's a new season for everybody. And you're going to get their best shot, because there's so few. And so, this is the first road game that we've had in a while. And that's always a little bit of a challenge, but, we need to go down and we need to play our best game and play well. But yeah, I mean, starting district, I mean, there's with a district like ours, there's no room for error.
Yeah, and you mentioned it's a road game. It's not a close road game. It's not like going to play, Gregory Portland or something.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's a little over 2 hours, but I think it's one thing that if you want to make a long run in the playoff, you got to get used to those situations. And,
right.
And so I think it's good for our kids, but it'll be something that we'll have to, our kids adjust to and make plans to, just keep ourselves focused and get ready to go.
And what do we expect from Valley View in terms of offense and defense?
Number one, I think they play really hard. Offensively, I mean, they're probably more multiple than what we've seen a lot of. I mean, they get in a lot of 21 personnel, a lot of pro sets, and they'll get in some 20, personnel, some 3 wide receiver, 2 back, and so we hadn't seen a whole lot of just straight, pro but defensively, they give you a lot of different looks. They kind of throw the kitchen sink at you as far as their defensive fronts. There'll be an even front, there'll be an odd front, there'll be an odd stack. They'll, they try to pressure a lot inside, and so they do a lot of things that can present a problem if you're not doing your job. And so it'll be a good challenge for us.
Nice. All right. So at the beginning of the show, we talked about the fact that the kids stuck with it and they kept pushing and they didn't give up. If you could pull out some of the kids, not just in the Sinton game, but for the season, who have really stepped up when it comes to leadership and showing an example of not quitting.
Well, it's hard to say just because there's been so many cases of guys that, when one person goes down, the next guy steps up. But I'll mention, one of our young kids that, to be honest, I mean, at the beginning of the season, really didn't know what his role was going to be. I mean, we knew he was going to be a good player, but, didn't really know when. But our sophomore, Jake Ross, plays safety for us. He's also our backup quarterback right now. He's taken on a huge role. I mean, he doesn't come off the field much, and he came in, so at one point last week we were down to 1 receiver. And so, I mean, we were in a lot of 2 tight end, 2 back sets, and he came in and did a great job in the run game. And then he turns around and he's running down on kickoff, and then he's out on defense, and then he's, and he doesn't come off the field. And he showed a lot of toughness in how he's playing. We've had freshmen that we've had to bring up, and we had a freshman come up this last week that, he's been playing one position, and then when we started getting these injuries with the receivers, we were on the run, coaching him to play another position. And I think he was, a backup, as far as all of our special teams unit going into the game, and he ended up being on all of our special teams. And so, it was just one of those deals that, and I think those are 2 examples of just kids that, when they get their opportunity, they've done a good job of stepping up and making the most of it. But our kids, I mean, they're resilient, and I think that shows a lot. The last 3 games, I mean, going back to the Carroll game and finding a way to win that one, and, coming back in the Rockport game, and then, giving ourselves a chance to win this last game. Again, I think it says a lot about their character. Right on.
And speaking of the younger kids, finally, Coach, talk about the sub-varsity. How are they so far this season?
Sub-varsity teams are doing well. Our freshman team, and I think we talked about this last time, we've got right now, I mean, we've got 3 freshmen that are up on the varsity. We got 3 or 4 freshmen that are playing on the JV. But if all of those kids were together right now, I mean, that's a really special class. They're doing really well. And the good thing for us, we've got really good numbers, and when we've been able to keep 2 teams at our freshman level, and that's been really good. Our JV is having a great year, and those guys have continued to work hard and get better, and what's always good to see, you have some injuries and some opportunities that come available on the varsity, and those guys that are on the JV, they've worked really hard all year, and then, when an opportunity like that opens up, they're ready to step in and take on that role. So, as a program, from a program wise, I've been really pleased with all of our kids, and I think we've got a bright future ahead of us.
I love it, Coach. Well, thanks again. Best of luck this week against Valley View. Hopefully we're talking next week, 1-0 in district play.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Take care. Since 2012, JE Construction Services has built the roads and infrastructure that keeps South Texas moving. Their heavy civil expertise covers refinery work, underground utilities, paving, and more. If you want a dependable, full-service contractor, choose JE Construction Services. Visit their website at jecs.cc. That's JE Construction Services.